artists, I'm going to teach you how to make a four-legged animal. So you're going to get your piece of clay, kind of roll it like it's a tube of clay, and then at the top I'm pinching out the head. It's just like here, and then I'm going to pinch two legs and pinch the other leg, and then the back legs. Sometimes if you put a stick in the middle, it kind of helps make a crease in the center. And then I can pinch the legs. We're trying to make it one continuous piece of clay. If you start trying to scratch and attach legs, I put a little water in my hand, it's harder to get the clay to stay together for some reason. The skinnier the pieces, the harder it stays. It's not gonna always work. Now this is a gigantic head on some weird animal. I'm gonna pinch the tail up too and start kind of trying to keep making a continuous smooth like legs with the body. So I kind of keep adding a little water to my hands and skinning the stomach, but taking the clay that was in the stomach area and just kind of smoothing it down to the legs area and pinching it up. Same in the front. We don't want the legs to be too skinny though. If it's skinnier than your pinky or taller than your pinky, you're gonna run into problems with this clay because it can't hold the weight of the other parts of the animal that well. I'm also pinching up the tail. People love to make the tails like really skinny and tall, but if you do, kind of find a way to curl it in, curl it to the side, whatever you can do, because then it will not fall off. If it's skinny and tall, usually it dries first and then falls off, cracks, falls off then, all of the above. So I'm making my tail kind of curl and touch, or I can make I have 3 dogs, but one of my dogs has a tiny tail. One of them, literally his tail curls all the time, you can't straighten it, and the other one, it's kind of like this. It just stays up like a scorpion's tail. Now we're moving on to the head. So a dog or cat head, it kind of is like a rectangle on the end of the legs. But it can cause imbalance if we don't kind of stand this rectangle up first and then forward. The other thing is, again, you can put the line in the middle and pinch up the ears on both sides. If you notice, I'm pinching everything into shape. I don't know what animal this is, but if the nose is too pointy for me, I can just tap it on the table a little bit. Look at that, now I made a pig nose or a pug dog. I can push down and find the eyes. I love making a beard, so I'm gonna squish up a beard. So all of this, I haven't done any scratching or attaching. I am just pinching till I get the shape of the animal. This is literally my dog's ears. He has very pointy ears. We think he might be a papillon, which is French for butterfly. And those kind of little puppy dogs have very big ears like wings. So that's what I'm drawing. My dog, or drawing, creating, sculpting. So if you notice that the clay is very wiggly and hard to stand up the animal, it might actually need a little time to dry. Like air dry clay needs a little extra time to dry. And if you notice the legs keep bending in like this, it means one of my legs might not be equal to the other. So I'm going to try and tap them and see if there's a way for them to straighten out. If there's too much like clay on the neck, even it out. If the legs keep looking too short, try and pinch them up. And then when it is a little bit drier, we can actually add a face. And I like to make the eyes kind of just ever so nicely scratch them in. I don't like to add the eyeballs and make them like googly eyes because they always fall out on me. But if you want to try, you can make a little clay eye, scratch and attach it in. Let's see, I didn't even scratch it. Let's see if I just put an eyeball in there. and then add the pupil. That's kind of one way to stick it on there. I can do the same. If it's a very thin piece of clay, sometimes it will stay. I can add nostrils, picking his nose. I can add the texture of his fur. I don't like his nostrils that much. I'm gonna lessen them. They're too nostrily. They're larger than like everything else. And you can add textures just by using the little scratch stick. You can add lots of character and personality on these little guys. And have a little friend. I'll start it on the side so you can see. It might be too long of a neck, so then I have to keep going back and figuring it out. And I hope that you enjoy creating a sculpture with 4 legs.